Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Nikki Starr, and we're here with another episode of The Ultimate Woman. And I have Maria with us, and she is such a powerhouse. She calls herself the Manifesting Ninja. And I'm so honored that I was able to be a part of her journey as a mentor, and she's been on past retreats with me, and when she completed the Ultimate Woman, she had some really beautiful results that I want to share with you today. So hi, Maria, and welcome.
Hi, Nikki. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here and just to share my results and my journey within the ultimate woman experience.
Beautiful. And yeah, and I really want today to be about celebrating you because I feel like since the day I met you, it's always been such a pleasure to watch you because you are such an ultimate woman already. And I've been saying that about a lot of the women, like you show up to life, like you're already living so much of your ultimate life. And even with your multiple businesses and your relationship and all your friendships and you travel and you really live it all and do it all. And so I'd like to ask you, like, how did you find out about the program?
I found out about it through you because I I met you. I think it was one like a conference or something, and you were speaking and you were talking about. I actually sat down because I needed a place to meditate to get my second meditation, and it was a chair, and that was right before you went on, so I stayed. It was just divine timing, right? And I heard you speak. You talked about the retreat in Italy, and I said I came up to you immediately, and I said I'm gonna go, and you said okay, good, just give me your name. What's your email address? And I had no idea how I was going to make it happen because at the time, just to give anyone listening, like just a point of a frame of like where I was struggling at the time working as a receptionist, and I wasn't financially stable, was not financially abundant. I did not have my businesses that I have now. And I think I was like stepping into your world, right? Of like being more expansive and owning it and just shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. I couldn't have told you that vocabulary then though. And so we went on the retreat together in Italy, and that was amazing. And from then on, I just kept following you. And then through that, I believe I saw the opportunity to join, and then I joined.
Yeah. And so what ways has the program benefited your lifestyle and even your business?
Well, I think the thing that pops out the most is how much it's affected my relationship with my man. Um, and that just feels so good to me because we've been together for nearly a decade in August, and I was in my masculine so much. And I know we talked about this within the program. And we're honestly, I feel like doing the work with you inside the program really opened my mind up, and in a way that I hadn't seen done before. And it just resonated with me, but also more than anything, because I'm so results driven. I, once I started to implement the work, it was like a massive, quick, instant shift. So my relationship, it definitely, oh my gosh, it just made it so much juicier. It's the best and healthiest and like most beautiful it's ever been. And I really credit a lot of that to the fact that I shifted, and I know when to shift also. And I'm not just like this doer, masculine breadwinner kind of, operating from that space. And so I really enjoyed that, like that part of your just the mission within the program, because it's been so fruitful in my life. And as far as business, it's nice because yes, I have the doer masculine part of me, which I know it's like necessary. We both know that, but it's nice because I'm able to balance it out and or just know when I can infuse that feminine, and it creates that ease and that flow, which is really sweet when you do business.
Yeah, beautiful. And what you share is so powerful and important for all the ladies listening of how so much of society is celebrated in the masculine, like how much do you do, how much do you achieve, etc., and how much do you make, which we're all about that too. And as women, we want to be in our feminine and feel that radiance and that softness and that juiciness. And so it's really interesting to see how we can then combine the two. And that is a big part of, because the Ultimate Woman is about feminine leadership. So how can we be leaders and boss ladies and still be feminine? And I think that's really key. And you've embodied that so beautifully. And one of the other things I want to bring to light about your business was regarding, I remember you booked one of the bonus sessions with me for a one-to-one within that first week. And I remember we tripled the price of your program in that first week. And I remember thinking like, yes, like in a way, like you were already receiving results, even from like the moment you entered into the program. And so, and you talked about this, like now you are more in this financially abundant state. And what do you feel like contribute, like how did that happen for you?
I think it was talking to you about it, and I think just feeling like I had permission to do it and feeling my worth. And I remember you said something to me that I think at the time it was like interesting because it was new for me to hear it. But you said, I'm not going to go through your program. Something like, I don't really care what your program is. I don't care what your outline is. And I like that, because what does it matter if you like it or not? Or, it's my program. Like, and but it was cool because I felt really confident after that call. And I'm so glad that I did not start at the place that I did. So when I spoke to you about the program, this was a second round that I was going to run it. But the first time that I ran it for, I'll just throw out prices here, because let's just get straight to it. But the first time I ran it, I think I ran it for like 197 or 247 or something like that, with like an early bird, right? And that very program that I ran for 247 about 3 years ago is now a $2,000 plus program easily. Like, I don't struggle to sell this. And so that I think that you gave me so much confidence and permission to just, in obviously in a thoughtful, aligned way. I'm not just sticking a price on it. So that was really a big shift for me financially.
Yeah, beautiful. I remember that call so much. And it was like this moment of click. And I think even that I felt the click, and I don't even think you shared the actual prices with me. You were just like, I know the price I need to charge. Like,
Yeah.
like we did the transmission and the coaching and the talking and the energy work, and it was like boom. And that's the beauty and the power. And I love that you talked about worth too, because so much of what holds people back from living our ultimate life is worth, thinking that we're allowed to or it's okay to. And the truth is if it's your desire, then you can do it. It's for you. And that's what I love about the program too, is that it's this container that gives you permission. Like all the women in the program are wanting more, and they're not afraid to share it. And it's like, finally you get permission and don't need to be like, maybe I shouldn't share this. Maybe it's too much. And it's like, no, it's not too much, like more, more, more. And so you're given that permission to be fully you, and you're never too much. So yeah, I love that. And I'm also curious, like, were you facing any challenges when you came into the program, or was more that just like the program piqued your interest, or were there certain things that you were thinking that you wanted to work on?
I think at the time, well, I was going through, there's always stuff, right? Personal stuff going on, whether it's big or small. But at the time I was dealing with some like personal family stuff that was affecting me, and like emotionally, and I felt like it was spilling into my business and my personal life, and it was tough. And I know that within the program, I was able to talk about that and work through that and really learn how to set healthy boundaries. And that was really, really big. And it's crazy because now when I teach, I share like my story, and like, everyone's like, what, like, what's like the secret, or what would you say, really added to that, and got you here. I say setting healthy boundaries is so important because of my energy. And it's just amazing what happens when you do that. And I feel like I didn't go into your program knowing that that's something I needed. However, when I got there, I had the awareness and we worked through it. And it's one of the most instrumental keys for my success, for sure.
Amazing. Yeah, I just got the goosebumps as you said that, because you're talking about, so in the program, we go through the different archetypes of the feminine. So I call that one the boss lady module, which is the one where you're setting boundaries. And it's like, even like people are asking, well, how do you make it all possible with all the different things you do? And like you said, it's healthy boundaries. And as usually all the women who get attracted to this work are generally healers, coaches, priestesses, or just givers, like strong givers, like lovers too. And sometimes we don't know when to say no. And no can be the most powerful thing that enhances all of our relationship, that brings our business to the next level. And yeah, I remember that so beautifully. There are like two situations happening in your life. And part of those coaching calls were literally about setting those healthy boundaries and how to communicate them. And I remember you just going through a total shift in that time and really allowing that space for you. And I almost feel like you were almost experiencing maybe like a little bit of burnout, and even burnout
Hmm.
into the relationship.
Yes, yes, yes,
And then
yes.
you were able to kind of work through that. So that by the end, you really were more in this feminine leadership space where it was like compassion for yourself, compassion for others, and really doing what you needed for you to take care of you. And then all the relationships blossomed, including your business work as well. Beautiful. So I'm curious, what was your favorite part of the program?
Um, I think my favorite part, really just the way you broke down every module. And I also like the work that you give, the prompts. I like the prompts because it made me, it asked the questions that I wouldn't ask myself normally. And that was, for me, that was really something I desired, that structure. And it brought a lot of awareness. And I like being in a safe space where we can talk together and go through it, work through it together. Having that support was really, really nice. It was really nice to have that, for sure.
Yeah, beautiful. It's true. I feel like that aspect of having the safe container and just where, because sometimes, sometimes our friends don't even understand, or our partners or anyone in our lives, especially when we are high achievers or wanting to reach the next goal. And sometimes that can even be triggering for the people in our lives. So when you have that space to kind of reflect something off or bounce something off or just discuss and share, like it's therapeutic, it's healing. And
Mhm.
yeah, and actually one of the other things I want to celebrate you in is I remember by the end of the program, because you had been going so into your intuitive space and really listening to what you needed, you actually got the message that you needed to take a little time off. And
Yeah.
it's like, yes, So how was that time off for you, and how that's equally beneficial as the doing? Because that was so not your typical way of being, because you were always so like go, 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 do, do, do. And I remember when you said, I'm actually getting the message, I need to take time off and just stop for a little while. So that's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
it was a first for me to take time off and work on not feeling guilty about it. And it allowed me to get back into my business, and in a way that I had never done before. So I think what I accomplished after I took that break, post the experience with you, was, it took me, I think, 6 months to get to where I wanted to get financially, and to build my brand where I wanted it to be. And it's just amazing what happens when you slow down, you speed up, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful wisdom. Thank you so much for sharing. So what would you say? Well, I guess it's clear on this call. So clearly you would recommend this program to women,
Yes.
obviously. And so what would you say to women who are on the fence or even just thinking about enrolling or were even saw the program or kind of curious, like, what is this? Like, what would you say to women who are thinking of it?
I think if it aligns with them, like if it aligns with you, and if you're just feeling like that excitement, and even sometimes, like I feel like you could feel scared. That doesn't scared does not mean that it's not a bad thing always. It could, it's scary to not know what we're gonna do and how and the results, but I think it's so worth it. It's worth every cent, and it's honestly you're gonna get your investment back for sure. I mean, I did, and I know, you just are. And I think if it aligns, and it's like if it's a clear yes in your tummy, then it's a clear yes like in your bank account. So just do it. Make it happen.
Yeah. And thank you for speaking to that. Cause I think oftentimes, like when people see investments, but that's with anything. Like if you're going to invest in yourself, you invest in a coach, you invest in a program, it's going to cost you money, but really it's just an energy exchange. And what you said is so true of like, you get it back. Because truly the best investment that we can make is in ourselves. And I know that I've written even blogs about this, like the months that I always invested the most in myself are the months that I made the most, right?
Mhm.
Because in order for us to really give in the world, we need to feel full. And I personally love working with coaches and mentors and healers because we often have blind spots. And yes, we can do the work alone. It's just about, I feel like, how fast do you want to get there? And when you work with a mentor who's gone through some of the things, it's that much easier to get there on your own, like with that support versus on your own. So yeah, thank you to speaking to that. And as we're coming towards the end, is there anything else you feel called that you didn't get to express about the program or your time working with me or just the container in general? Is there anything else that you feel called to share?
I think what I guess what stood out as we were talking is it was just really nice and fun to be in this container where I know that I really like this about you too. You're really transparent, and you would tell your own personal stories, and I appreciate that a lot because I learned that way and I teach that way. And I really appreciated that because it just I resonated with so much of it, and it felt so real. Like it just felt really real, and it actually we had a lot of laughs. Like I remember we had a lot of laughs, and it was fun. It didn't feel daunting to have to go. It was just as much as it's deep inner work, it was fun, and I enjoyed it. So I think that for anyone who might think that it's just like, oh, this is scary, it could be so much fun. It's what you make it, but also I think you set that tone, which is really cool.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Thanks for sharing. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. And it's true. If anyone has ever worked with me, or sometimes you even see like on my lives and stuff, like I will share maybe TMI. But the truth is like I feel that when we are that vulnerable, that's like what creates connection. And like, I can only be real and authentic. And it's true. The best way I think to teach and the truth is like, this is just advice of working with any mentor. You want someone who, they've gone and they've overcome certain things. So really using personal experience is, I think, the best way to even show that you are a mentor of a certain level who can guide other people. So yeah, that's just a piece of advice. And I know that you're like that too. And you love to share about your journey. And I applaud that in your way of mentoring others as well. So beautiful. Well, Maria, it's always a pleasure. I know we weren't recording when we first got on, but when I first went on, I was like, oh, hi. Because I really like love seeing the women again after some time has passed. It's like, long lost friends reunited. And that's always what I feel with the women in the program. Like it feels like friendship is created. Like we go so deep in our personal lives. And so it's such a gift and a pleasure for you to be here today. Thank you so much. Like
Yeah.
heart pouring love to you.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, and so many blessings on your continued journey and your success and all that you're sharing and putting out into the world. You're such a bright light. I love looking at your social media and all the different things you're doing. So keep shining. And thank you for being the ultimate woman that you are.
Thank you for doing this work. Thank you, truly.
Thank you. All right, ladies. So we'll see you again soon for another episode. Thank you for being here. And please book your consult if you're interested in hearing more about the ultimate woman. We would love to support you. Bye for now.